What if I told you that you were working out wrong? You'd probably think I was trying to sell you something, right? Well, good news, I'm not. But what if I also told you that my workout would reduce your stress levels? Or that it would target every muscle group in your body with only one exercise? The purpose of this speech is to persuade my audience to try stand-up paddleboarding, either for sport or for exercise or recreation. Paddleboarding is easy to learn. It's also relaxing, and in addition to that, it's a great workout. When learning how to paddleboard, the first key is to maintain your balance while on the board. This starts with your feet. Your feet should be about shoulder width apart, with your knees bent and your hips square. You can stagger your stance depending on your comfort level, but remember to not look down at your feet. Keep your head and your shoulders upright and make sure you look straight ahead. The next key to learning to paddleboard is your stroke. This is your paddling motion. The first part of your stroke is your hand placement. Your hand placement is crucial because it can affect your direction as well as your balance. The next key component is learning how to hold the paddle. Learning how to hold the paddle is really easy, and a way to remember this is to keep your bottom hand, the hand that's on the shaft of the paddle, on the side that you're paddling on. Make sure that your grip is firm, but not tight. If your grip is too tight, it could affect your body position and cause you to fall off. When learning to paddle, alternate sides every 3 to 5 strokes in order to go into a straight line. You'll notice that your stability will increase as you move, kind of like riding a bike. When learning, practice long, smooth strokes to develop muscle memory as well as balance. The last key component to learning how to paddleboard is falling. Stand-up paddleboarding is really easy to learn, but that doesn't mean that everyone's going to be an expert right away. Learning to fall is very important for injury prevention as well as developmental process. A trick to learn how to fall is pretty much just to aim for the water. You don't want to fall on your board, or else you could risk knee, head, or other serious injury. I also recommend that you wear a life jacket while you learn, as well as whenever you paddleboard, as well as an ankle leash. Using these can limit separation from your board and keep you safe. In the event that you do fall into the water and you become separated from your paddle and your board, I suggest that you get your board first and then go after your paddle. Once your basic technique is down, this is when the fun begins, and paddleboarding becomes a hobby. Being on the water has been proven to reduce stress levels in humans and to promote healthy brain activity. And in fact, the book Blue Mind by Wallace J. Nichols further explains this relationship. The term blue mind refers to the meditative state that humans find themselves in when we're in, on, or around the water. And the book further explains this process and how it affects our lives. The book also explains the physiological and neurological shift in the brain that occurs while we're by the water. This change affects the quality of our thoughts as we step away from our stressful lives and into nature. Evidence of this theory dates back to the 19th century, when doctors would often prescribe patients with long sea voyages or prolonged beach stays for illness prevention or help. The book finally explains the proven connection between stress and disease and how water affects this. I know what you're thinking. How can stand-up paddleboarding be relaxing and a great workout? Well, according to fitness experts, the best type of workout is the one that we're going to do forever. And physical activity is defined as any activity that helps us maintain our fitness and wellness, as well as our health and overall fitness. Additionally, stand-up paddleboarding is a better alternative to conventional exercising because it is not only challenging, but it's also enjoyable. If you do exercise but you dislike it, that doesn't fit the definition of physical activity. That's merely an exercise that you do in order to generate a stress response from the body. Stand-up paddleboarding, however, induces a relaxation response. When the body is stressed, it enters what's called a stress mode. During the stress mode, the brain sends signals through the nervous system telling the body to store fat for energy in time of crisis. Stand-up paddleboarding, on the other hand, resonates relaxation, which sends calming signals through your body that release endorphins and develop muscles. Stand-up paddleboarding is a great exercise because it develops almost every muscle group in your body. The primary muscle group targeted is your core. Your core works with your upper and lower body to maintain balance while you paddle. The lower body is targeted by standing on the board and by the paddling motion. Finally, the upper body is targeted with muscles like deltoids, lats, rotator cuffs, pectorals, and upper backs while you paddle. I started paddleboarding about a year ago. It's not hard to say that it's been a great way for me to spend time for a lot of reasons. It's a chance for me to take a step back from everything and to take advantage of what I might have taken for granted. There's no question that myself, as well as my family, find it to be a great addition to our lives, both physically and emotionally. Paddleboarding is great for relaxation. It's a killer workout, and I already told you the basics. So really, there's no reason that you shouldn't try it. Like I said, I'm not selling anything, but I probably am sold on paddleboarding.